This is a how-to on how to use our mini split remote inside our unit. Currently the remote is off. To proceed, you're going to want to turn the remote on and make sure the appropriate setting is chosen. So go ahead and switch on. Notice the settings up here. Right now it's currently set for AC. If I want to change it, you're going to push the mode. This is dehumidifying, taking the moisture out of the room. This is a fan. This is the heating. This is auto, so you just put it on auto and it basically maintains the setting for you. And finally, back to AC. This is the setting that most people are going to want during the summer months. Now, if you want to control the speed of the fan, you can. You can click right here, the fan button. Notice how it goes from auto to a little bit slower, a little bit faster, fastest. And then you can also turn on this turbo button, which right here indicates that it's at its maximum speed. For this illustration, what I like to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn off the turbo, and I'm going to put the fan on auto. Notice the settings, the fan's on auto, it's on AC, and the temperature is 72. Now for this illustration, let's say we wanted the temperature to go up to, let's say, 74 for whatever reason. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the head units and turn on each head unit. The biggest thing you want to make sure is that whatever setting you have on the mini splits, you have them all consistent throughout the house. So for instance, if you're going to have AC, you're going to want AC in all the units. If you have an AC and a heating setting turned on, for instance, let's say one of the rooms turns on a heater by accident, you're going to throw an E7 air on the unit. The only way to get rid of that E7 is you're going to want to go off and turn off every mini split and then proceed from the beginning. So let's go ahead and turn this remote back to AC, and we're going to go to each mini split, and I'm going to show you a trick to control these units. Here's a current unit in one of our rooms. Notice it's currently off. Here's the remote. Notice the remote setting. It's currently on AC. One of the tricks I like to do is you go down to this bottom corner where it says light, you push it once and push it again, and notice how all of a sudden it has turned on and proceeded to work. Now, depending on how you have the speed setting, notice the remote. Right now I have it on auto. I can go ahead and change the speed fan by pushing the fan button. If I want turbo, again, turbo off, and I'm just going to go for this illustration back to auto. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to each unit and make sure that everything's turned to the AC setting. Now each room can be controlled differently. So for instance, if I want this room to be 72, just push it down and notice how it's 72 now. Now let's say at night you want to turn off that light and you want to go to sleep and it's giving you a bright light. Go ahead and push the light button right here. Notice the light button's off. Push the light button and it turns back on. Now let's go to the other units and I'll show you how to get the other ones going. Here's another unit in the house. Notice that I have my remote. It's still set to the other room. So let's say I want to increase it to 74. Notice that it changed up there to 74. And if I want to turn off that light, I can turn off that light by pushing the light. And notice it's still on. A lot of times you're not going to hear it and you're going to think it's off, but it's actually on. And I'm going to go ahead and put the light back on. Now, let me show you how to get an E7 air and how to fix it. So here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and create an E7 air by changing the mode to heating. Currently I have the house on AC setting, and I'm going to change this one unit to heating. If you notice that blue light on the unit, it's going to turn to a red light. Now notice what happens. Turn it to a heating now. Notice that blue light has turned to red. And what's going to happen eventually is that's going to trigger an E7 warning. Basically what that's telling us is that, hey, you have a heater and an AC on somewhere in the house. To fix that, the easiest way is you just turn off the unit. Boom, turn it off. And then what I like to do is I go turn off all the units to make sure they're off. And then you want to go ahead and turn it back on, but make sure you set the mode. Notice I'm back on AC. And notice that the E7 air message is gone. The reason being is because I turned off the unit. Sometimes you might want to turn off all the units just to make sure, but then make sure the remote is set for the same setting. And again, if I want to change that temperature from 74, I could just drop it down to, let's say, I don't know, 70. And notice it has changed. And if I want to turn off that light one more time, I can just push that light button right there, and it's going to switch off that light, but the unit is still on. Hopefully this is a helpful tip while you're staying at our place. Hope you guys have a fantastic time here and have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.